President Biden, our ally, Israel's ally, has said in terms, if they go into Rafah, I'm not supplying the weapons. Will you say the same?
Well, we don't believe they should go in for a major operation in Rafah unless they have a plan to move people out of the way and to make sure they have shelter and food and medicine. We haven't seen that plan, so we don't support a major operation in Rafah. But I do think the US and UK are in quite different situations. The US is a massive bulk supplier of weapons, sort of state to state. We don't do anything like that. Indeed, UK export of weapons under our very strict licensing system is less than 1% of Israel's weapons.
But this is a question of principle, though, isn't it? President Biden has very clearly said, if you take this action, there will be this consequence. It's not about how much is supplied, is it? It's about the principle. And
I think the principle, in our case, is that we have a very strict system based on legal advice to the Foreign Secretary. And our job is not to publish that legal advice or comment on the legal advice. It's to act consistently with it. And that's what we do. It's a rolling process that looks at what Israel is doing, looks at humanitarian aid, looks at the treatment of detainees, and crucially, looks at the behavior of the Israeli Defense Forces and asks that central question, is there a serious risk of a serious breach of international humanitarian law?
And now, at the moment, the answer to that is...
The answer up to now has been that we've allowed the export licensing to continue, but that's a rolling process and we work on the basis of the advice.